Hi everyone. So in the last video we had created the decision lambda and we also tested it locally, um, and we know what kind of input format it expects, right? So in this video we will move towards changing the ASL settings with respect to the new agent we have created, because we have to accommodate that agent after the two parallel steps which happen, right? uh, Let me share my screen. And so in the prompt we are having, this is the prompt I have put. Let's see the output it returns with. Yes, so it has returned with the changes in the ASL. So if you look at it carefully, you may have to change few things manually. Okay, so don't totally blindly um, depend on AI. It will just help you do the changes, but fine tuning you would need to check yourself, right? So first thing which you need to check is whether those outputs which we changed for the two agents, whether those are in place or not, right? Okay, so see, we already removed these two fields, so this is something which needs to get removed, right? Similarly, for the risk is fine. Model response and status are the two checks it is trying to do. For compliance it has to be model response, because now we have just the model response as one field. Okay, model response is already there, and the other one is status. Okay, so we should be fine in that sense. Ingestion anyway nothing has changed, so we are fine. Now then it has added invoke decision as the next decision, after the parallel state. Okay, and if you see the findings, it is putting the findings as the entire payload. Now the compliance findings and risk analysis findings, our lambda, if you see in the trigger.py, this is what we expect, right? As an event, this is what gets expected in the main.py, right? Compliance findings should contain these attributes. So we have to go one level deep, right? So let's go to our so findings. It basically, instead of findings we will call it, because it gets confusing. Let me call it the step output. Okay, let's call it the step output. Okay, similarly the other finding we will change. Okay, step output. Okay, now same thing we have to change here. We have to make it step output, right? Wait, step output dot compliance findings and risk analysis findings, correct? Let's quickly check that here in the agents. In the compliance findings. Okay, so we want to move one level beneath to that attribute, right? Sorry, this is the ingestion one. Risk analysis findings, right? So we are fine in that case. So these things are taken care. Let's move to, so this is the ASL related change, input change, and in the output let's see what it is planning to provide. The entire output contract ID will come, compliance findings, better to basically give the entire output there. Okay, because input we are given in the format which we want, right? This will contain the entire payload coming from compliance and risk, right? It is calling it finding in this scenario, which is fine. Okay, better to just show the numbers there. Okay, why should we unnecessarily consume our output tokens, right? So we should provide whatever output is really necessary, correct? Okay, so this looks good. Next thing we need to do is change the infra part. Okay, so this is the prompt for that. Yes, so it has made the changes. The changes were mostly in sync with what we needed. So it first changed here because this is where we will have the zip. So new decision zip part. Then we traverse this variable towards the infra, right? Infra main, right? And then inside of the module section, whatever has been done for other lambdas, it has done that in terms of the variables which need to be set or the settings which need to be set, and then inside of the step functions also it has added. Okay, and obviously the role related we can quickly check. So this is where it has changed. We have asked it to allow the logs S3 and the bedrock related APIs, right? So that is what it has done. And in the lambda it is basically it created a new resource for this particular decision agent which contains all the required fields, right? Function name is already getting created in the module section in the main.tf. Right. Okay, timeout is taken as default in the variables. A new timeout variable also it created, so it has basically mimicked the other lambdas we had, and all these changes look fine to me. And by the way, I've also changed the zip files for the 3 folders, created the zip for the decision agent, and replaced this zip with the new one because we made a few changes in the compliance agent as well as in the risk analysis agent. So all these things have also been updated. Now let me quickly go ahead and what I'll do is I'll push these settings to the AWS cloud, and then we will see if these step functions properly get invoked and the decision agent is getting called. Thank you. Yes, hi everyone. So I have applied those settings. Now what we can do is we can quickly go and try to check if that particular step is really working. So what I'll do is I'll quickly add a file. Okay, So on the file creation, whether it's an update or an insert, what happens is your state machine should get uh, triggered, right? This is what is our use case, correct? So which is what is happening, and we'll wait a bit as to what is the output we are getting. Yes, so it has run through the entire flow. So if you see, this is our compliance, right? This is the parallel running state, this is the risk invoke, okay, both these. Then this is the uh, decision agent, characterized by lambda. Okay, so let's look at the success state output. What is the actual output we are getting? Okay, so compliance findings, it is getting only one parameter. We can check why the compliance status is not getting returned. It should be a small fix to get the status also. So it was able to get only the compliance score, and then based on whatever it got out of risk analysis and compliance, this is the decision uh, attribute or the object the decision agent returned, right? So the decision was auto approved, reason was default approval, okay, and inputs it got were compliance findings, overall compliance score, and risk analysis. Under risk analysis, risk score and overall confidence. So based on the rules which we set at that time, since the status didn't come for compliance and risk are within the threshold, so it is asking it to or it is giving the output as auto approve. Okay, but whatever we set out to do, we were able to do. Only a small compliance status is not coming, which we can check. So it should be a small fix, but otherwise the decision is getting returned, and the other attributes which we expected are coming as expected, right? So basically now our third step of taking a decision based on the risk analysis and compliance is also complete. With this I'll stop the video. If you or your company is looking for a AI contract review system, very similar to this, you can basically book a call with us. We have a production ready framework, so to speak, which we can we very easily deploy and then also customize with respect to your needs. And yes, with that said, I'll take a leave and I'll return with a new video